Welcome back. We are still on the topic weights. In the previous video, we solved a question on speed. In this video, we are going to solve another question. The question for this video is: a motorist traveled 20 kilometers at an average speed of 15 kilometers per hour. If he made the return journey at an average speed of 30 kilometers per hour, find the average speed of the whole journey. To help us understand this question, let's consider this illustration. So we have the motorist here, and this is the starting point. Let's call this point A, and let's call his destination or the ending point B. From the question, we are told that the motorist traveled a distance of 20 kilometers. So the distance between where he started and where he ended was 20 kilometers. So the distance between A and B is 20 kilometers. And he traveled at a speed of 15 kilometers per hour. So the motorist moved from point A to point B. The distance between point A and point B is 20 kilometers. And the speed at which he was traveling was 15 kilometers per hour. So the average speed was 15 kilometers per hour. This was the first part of the journey. After that, the motorist made the return journey. That is, he turned back to his starting position. So he returned to where he started from. This time, he moved at a speed of 30 kilometers per hour. But look at something here. When he was returning, he covered the same distance. The distance didn't change. So for the return journey, the distance will be the same as the starting journey. The distance for the second part of the journey will be the same as the distance for the first part of the journey, because the second part of the journey was a return journey, so the distance doesn't change. But the average speed was different. For the second part of the journey, the average speed was 30 kilometers per hour. We have seen that the distance will be the same since it was the return journey, so the distance is still 20 kilometers. We are going to use this information to find the average speed of the whole journey. Now look at something. To find the average speed of the whole journey, we will need the total distance covered by the motorist. We have seen that the journey was in two parts. In the first part, he covered a distance of 20 kilometers. Then the second part was the return journey. He covered another distance of 20 kilometers. So the total distance covered by the motorist will be the 20 kilometers for the first part of the journey plus the 20 kilometers for the second part of the journey. So you have 20 kilometers plus 20 kilometers, and that will give us 40 kilometers. That will be the total distance covered throughout the entire journey. Now we will have to divide it by the time taken to cover this distance. That is what we'll be looking for. So first, we will have to find the time taken to cover the first part of the journey and the time taken to cover the second part of the journey. We have average speed and distance, so we can calculate the time for the first part of the journey. For the second part also, we have average speed and distance, so we can calculate the time. So let's begin with our calculation. Now, we know that for the first part of the journey, the average speed was 15 kilometers per hour and the distance was 20 kilometers. We are looking for the time. So let's represent the time with a variable x. We know that average speed is equal to total distance covered divided by time taken. Average speed is 15 kilometers per hour, distance is 20 kilometers, and time is x. So let's solve for x. So we have 15 kilometers per hour is equal to 20 kilometers divided by x. We multiply the left hand side by x, we multiply the right hand side by x to remove the fraction. So we have x times 15 kilometers per hour is equal to 20 kilometers divided by x times x. X and x will cancel out. So you have x times 15 kilometers per hour is equal to 20 kilometers. We divide the left hand side by 15 kilometers per hour. We divide the right hand side by 15 kilometers per hour. So x will be equal to 20 kilometers divided by 15 kilometers per hour. 20 divided by 15 will give us 4 divided by 3. Kilometers and kilometers will cancel each other out. So we will be left with hours. So x is equal to 4 divided by 3 hours. So we can see that for the first part of the journey, it took the motorist 4 divided by 3 hours to cover the 20 kilometers. Now, let's calculate the time taken by the motorist to cover the second part of the journey. For the second part of the journey, we know that the average speed was 30 kilometers per hour, but the distance is still 20 kilometers. Once again, we are looking for time. Let's represent that with y. So average speed, which is 30 kilometers per hour, will be equal to the distance, which is 20 kilometers, divided by the time, which is now y. We multiply the left hand side by y, we multiply the right hand side by y. Y and y will cancel each other out. So we have y times 30 kilometers per hour is equal to 20 kilometers. We divide the left hand side by 30 kilometers per hour. We divide the right hand side by 30 kilometers per hour. 30 kilometers per hour and 30 kilometers per hour will cancel each other out. 20 divided by 30 will give us 2 divided by 3. Kilometers and kilometers will cancel each other out. So y will be equal to 2 divided by 3 hours. So this means that for the second part of the journey, it took the motorist 2 divided by 3 hours to cover the 20 kilometers. Now, we have the total distance for both the first and second part of the journey, and we also have the time for both the first and second part of the journey. So, we can find the average speed for the whole journey. Average speed for the whole journey will be the total distance covered divided by the total time taken. The total distance covered will be the distance for the first part of the journey, which was 20 kilometers, plus distance for the second part of the journey, which was 20 kilometers, divided by time for the first part of the journey, which was 4 divided by 3 hours, plus time for the second part of the journey, which was 2 divided by 3 hours. 20 kilometers plus 20 kilometers will give us 40 kilometers. 4 divided by 3 plus 2 divided by 3 will give us 2. So 4 divided by 3 hours plus 2 divided by 3 hours will give us 2 hours. 40 divided by 2 will give us 20. Kilometer divided by hour will give us kilometer per hour. So 40 kilometers divided by 2 hours will give us 20 kilometers per hour. So we can say that the average speed of the motorist for the whole journey was 20 kilometers per hour. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to this channel for more videos. In the next video, we are going to solve another question on speed. Bye bye.